All right. So we have pretty much covered all of chapter 6. We've talked about quadrilaterals, parallelograms. We've talked about kites and trapezoids and rhombi and rectangles and squares. Oh my. So now we're going to move on to graphing points that are given to us and trying to decide or decipher from that information what kind of parallelogram it is. Is it a parallelogram? Is it a rectangle, a square, or a rhombus? Before we start doing that, we're going to need to nail down some of the formulas we're going to use and what their purpose is. Some of this is, most of this, or actually all of this, should be review, as we have covered this before, and a lot of this is from Algebra 1. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is we're going to be given points. And so there's going to be x1, y1, and x2, y2. Those are going to be ordered pairs that are given to us. So everything that we're dealing here with is when you're talking about 2 points on a line or a line segment. So our distance formula uses these. And our distance formula takes the x's. So I'm going to take x2 minus x1 and square it. And then add that to y2 minus y1 and square it. And your answer could be a simplified radical. It could end up perfectly at a whole number. We might use decimals. It just depends on the situation. Our slope formula, remember, change in y over change in x. So we're going to take y2. And our slope, we commonly refer to it as m, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to subtract those and then divide. Our midpoint formula, remember, midpoint is a point in the middle of a line segment. So the midpoint formula is actually going to give us the midpoint so we can know where it is. So we take our x's, x1 plus x2, and divide by 2, y1 plus y2, and divide by 2. And then just a refresher, the slopes of parallel lines never touch. Parallel lines never touch. Their slopes are the same. And slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. So flipped and change sign. Okay, so we'll be able to identify if lines are parallel or perpendicular just based off of the slopes. And we will come back after this.